So lately, I've found myself feeling a little overwhelmed. And it's not just the usual noise of social media or the endless notifications, it's the sheer amount of content that exists now. Movies, shows, podcasts, YouTube channels, fan edits, remixes. It feels like there's something new every 5 minutes. And sure, it's exciting in some ways. We live in a time when creativity has never been more accessible. We can find stories that speak to every niche, every mood, and satisfy every curiosity. But for me, and I'm curious to know whether you feel like this, it's becoming really exhausting. When I fall in love with a particular franchise, I want to experience all of it. The films, the spin-offs, the books, the behind-the-scenes podcasts. But when companies like Disney keep churning out show after show, movie after movie, based on one IP, it starts to feel less like an adventure and more like a checklist. Unlimited content at one point sounded like freedom. Now it's starting to just feel like noise. Now there's this idea floating around, especially in AI video generating circles, that unlimited creativity is the ultimate goal. Anyone can make anything instantly and relatively cheaply. But here's the thing. Even as someone who's deeply curious about AI and how it can unleash this creativity, I can't help but feel uneasy about it. When OpenAI announced Sora 2, what caught my attention wasn't just the video generation itself, it was that they were launching with it a social media platform built into their app. The idea being that users can create clips and star in them, even use your friends' likenesses, with their permission of course, and share them instantaneously. Now, I haven't used this technology because right now I'm just not worthy enough to have been granted access, so forgive me if my summary is not entirely accurate. But if this is the case, it's impressive, but it also feels like we're walking into a new kind of social media arms race, one where synthetic content replaces lived experience. And it isn't just OpenAI. Elon Musk recently hinted at relaunching Vine, the short-form video app that came before TikTok, as an AI video-first platform. And I can't help but ask, why? Why the obsession with more video, more feeds, more engagement? We all know the impact social media has had on society. We all know the negative effects. But most of us are still guilty of doom scrolling. It hijacks attention, rewires our dopamine systems, and fuels outrage because people have figured out anger drives clicks through rage bait. We are building an attention economy built on addiction, anger, and emotional exhaustion. So why are these big tech companies doubling down on it with AI-generated slop, no less? When I think about where all this is going, it feels like the end game isn't creativity, it's more to do with control. A monopoly on attention, if you like. Every platform wants to be the place where you spend every idle moment. The feed never ends, the content never stops, and with AI generation there's literally no limit. Infinite entertainment, infinite distraction. And it makes me wonder if the real innovation here isn't creative freedom, it's the optimization of addiction. So this brings me back to the question that's been sitting in my head since I watched those initial Sora 2 clips. Is this the world we want to live in? A world where every second of our attention is monetized, where AI floods our feeds with perfect, personalized simulations, where creation is effortless, but meaning becomes rare. Now, you might not love Hollywood right now. You might have issues with the way entertainment is made, who profits from it, or what stories get told. And fair enough. But before we celebrate the total automation of creativity, maybe we should pause and ask why. What do we actually gain and what do we lose when we let machines flood the world with endless stories? Now, as the torn creative, I'm not saying AI is inherently bad. The technology is extraordinary and in many ways very useful. But if you are someone who is excited for a world where we are just constantly plugged into scrolling feeds of entertaining content, I have to ask why.